Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Learn with Ravi. Thank you all for the like, share and subscribes. In this concept, we will learn the concept of partnership. So basically what is partnership, what are the problems involved, how do you solve them is taught in this area. So let's begin. So what is partnership? Assume two friends Sunil and Hari investing their money and time in a business. So when people invest their time and money in business, then we call them to be partners, and the business where the money and time is involved is said to be in partnership. So how do you define the word partnership? Partnership is defined as an area where two or people invest their time and money in a business, right? Now the question is, what is the outcome of partnership? What is the outcome of partnership? What do you get there? See, the outcome of partnership would be obviously money. If anybody questions you, why do you do business? The answer would be always money, money, and money. Now, the question is $1 million question is, how do you share the money between the people involved in partnership? How is the question? The concept is, we have some factors that decide how to share the money, and the factors are the money invested and the time invested. Please keep in mind, we have two important factors to divide the money in partnership, and those two factors are the money and the time. Now, what is time investment? In business, when people speak about time, the maximum time would be only one financial year, and that comes down to 12 months. So time investment includes the amount of time spent by a person in the business. So keep in mind, when somebody questions what is time investment, the answer should be, it is the amount of time spent by a person in the business. Now, what is profit and loss? Common sense says profit is the extra money obtained on the investment, and loss is the deficit money on the initial investment. Let me give you a small example. It's a very small example. If people invest 1 lakh, and if he makes 2.5 lakh, the profit would be 1.5 lakh. That's a positive value. And if the final amount is 80,000, then there is a deficit of 20,000, and that's a loss. So positive value indicates profit in the difference, and negative value indicates loss in difference. So we observe that we calculate the profits or the losses occurred at the end of one single financial year. So in business, when people speak about profit and loss, it's only at the end of one financial year. Now, what are the possibilities of sharing money in partnership? In how many ways do you divide the money in partnership? So we normally speak about four cases. So the first case goes like this. In the first case, we have a concept where we have equal investments and equal time periods. So in that case, we divide the profits or the losses equally. So when people invest the money and the time equally, then we divide the profits or losses equally. Now case 2, a case where we have unequal investments and equal time periods. So whenever we have equal time periods and unequal investments, then we divide the profits or losses in proportion to the investments made. So when the investment is not equal, definitely the profit shared should not be equal. So that profit shared should be in proportion to the investment made. Fine. Now let us go to case 3. A case is a case where we have equal investments but unequal time periods. I told you that in partnership we have both time and money involved. In this case, the money is same but the time spent is not equal. When the time spent is not equal, we divide the profit in proportion to the time invested. Fine. So case 1, equal investments, equal time periods, equal profits or losses. Case 2, unequal investments, equal times, profit is in proportion to the investment. Case 3, equal investments, unequal time periods, then the profit is in proportion to the time investment. Now we have important case where we have unequal investment and unequal time periods. In this case, we share or we divide the profits or losses in the product of time and money. So this is one important concept that should be kept in mind. So we divide the profits or losses in the ratio of the product of time and money. So we have four possibilities: case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, and we got all these cases based on the investments and the time periods. Let us see these four cases with some examples. So let's start with the first example. Now the problem goes like this. Ankit, Bhatia and Chaudhary invested 30,000 each in a business for 1 year, and if they made a profit of 12,000 at the end of the year, then find the profit of Bhatia. The question says investments are equal. It says 30,000 each, so that indicates equal amounts, and time is mentioned at the end of the year, so it is for 1 year. It means that even the time spent is equal. So money is equal, time is equal, so we divide the profits equally. So the profit ratio would be 1 is to 1 is to 1. As there are 3 people, we get 3 equal parts. So the share of Bhatia would be 1 upon 3 times 12,000, that is 4,000. So please keep in mind, it's a case of equal investments, equal time periods, so equal profits, 4,000 each. Fine. So in the next session, we have unequal investments and equal time periods. The question goes like this. Same Ankit, Bhatia and Chaudhary have put 30,000, 40,000 and 50,000 in a business. Now, if they made a profit of 48,000 at the end of 1 year, then find Bhatia's profit. Now, it is clear that investments are specified differently, so that indicates unequal investments, and time is mentioned as for 1 year, so time spent is equal. Now it is clear that as the investments are not equal, so the profit should be shared in proportion to the investment. So what do you get here? So the profit ratio would be 30,000 is to 40,000 is to 50,000, that is 3 is to 4 is to 5. And now the question is share of Bhatia, that is 4 upon 12. Have you got 12? It is sum of the ratio terms 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is 12. So out of 12 parts, Bhatia gets 4 parts. So 4 upon 12 times 48,000, that would be 16,000. Clear with that? Now, case 3. In this case, we have equal investments and unequal time periods. The problem goes like this. Ankit, Bhatia and Chaudhary invested 30,000 each in a business, but you find that Ankit and Chaudhary left the business after 4 months and 8 months, right? So all the three of them are now there for the complete time. They reach some unequal time investment. So the question is find the share of Bhatia profit. Now the problem is given to you saying that investments are equal, so 30,000 each indicates equal investment, and case 2 is times are time spent is mentioned differently, so the profit should be in proportion to the time spent. As the time of Bhatia is not given, we take it as 12 months by default. Now the profit should be shared in proportion of the time spent. So the time spent by Ankit, Bhatia and Chaudhary is 4 is to 12 is to 8. So that comes down to 1 is to 3 is to 2. So the share of Bhatia is 3 upon 6 into 48,000, and that comes down to 24,000, right? So please observe things carefully. Case 4 is unequal investments and unequal time periods. In this case, we have a problem of saying Ankit, Bhatia and Chaudhary investing 30,000, 40,000 and 50,000 in a business, and Ankit and Chaudhary left the business after 4 and 8 months. Now you find unequal investments, you find unequal time spent. So definitely the profit should be in the product of time and money. Yes, this is case 4. So the investment ratio is 30 is to 40 is to 50, that is 3 is to 4 is to 5, and the time spent is 4 is to 12 is to 8, that is 1 is to 3 is to 2. So the profit ratio would be 3 into 1 is to 4 into 3 is to 5 into 2. So that comes down to 3 is to 12 is to 10. So Bhatia's share is 12 of 25 parts into 48,000. That comes down to 23,040 rupees. So this is a case where we have unequal investments and unequal time periods. Keep that in mind. Fine. So we have seen case 1, we have seen case 2, we have seen case 3, we have seen case 4. So most of the problems of partnerships will fall in these 4 cases only of active partners and passive partners. Who is an active partner? Who is a passive partner? So let us take a small example. In the example, I go with saying that Ravi and Hari want to start a business, and it's a case they invest some money, and for some reasons, if Hari could not make out time for the business, then what happens? Then Ravi should manage the business. So what do you observe in this? What do you observe? We observe that both are investing money, and only Ravi is managing the business and Hari is not managing the business. So this is a case where Ravi is called as the active partner and Hari is called as the dormant partner or the passive partner. So keep in mind, we observe that the person who invests money and also manages the business is called as an active partner or managing partner or working partner, and the person who invests money and does not manage the business is called as passive partner or dormant partner or sleeping partner. Now, as a person is managing the business, he gets the extra pie in terms of salary, and salary will always be given in terms of percent, that is X percent of profit. So keep in mind, the managing partner would be given some extra money at the end of the year only if there is some profit, and that will be in terms of percentage, and percentage is X percent of profit given. So keep in mind, in a problem, whenever you have profits at the end of the year, the first step is remove the salaries, I mean pay the salary to the active partners, do some charity if any, and whatever remains, that should be divided among all the partners in terms of their investment. Fine with that? So let us solve an example based on this active partner and passive partner. So Ankit Bhatia and Chaudhary have put 30, 40 and 50 in a business, and a salary of 10% is paid to the managing partner. And the question says a profit of 48,000 is found at the end of the year. Now find the respective shares of profit. Now given Ankit is the managing partner, also what is the first step? First step is find the salary. Salary is 10% of profit, that is 10% of 48,000, that is 4,800, and the remaining profit is 48,000 minus 4,800 would be 43,200. Now we need to divide this 43,200 between Ankit Bhatia and Chaudhary in proportion to the investment, and that is 30,000 is to 40,000 is to 50,000, that is 3 is to 4 is to 5. Now the question is find the share of Ankit Bhatia and Chaudhary. It is 3 on 12, 3 by 12 times the remaining profit, 4 by 12 times the remaining profit, 5 by 12 times the remaining profit, and that would be 10,800, 14,400, and it is 18,000. So we observe that Bhatia would get the profit and also the salary. Yes or no? The question is find the respective shares of profit. Ankit gets some profit share, Bhatia gets some share, and Chaudhary gets some share. As Ankit is the managing partner, Ankit's share would be profit share plus salary. That is 10,800 is the profit share, and the salary is 4,800. Finally, Ankit would get 15,600. Is it fine? This is how we share the money between Ankit Bhatia and Chaudhary based on the investments and the concept of managing partner. So in the concept of partnerships, we have learned how to share money among the partners based on their investments and the time spent, and also based on the concept of their active partner and the dormant partner part. Fine. So that's for now. We'll see more examples in the upcoming videos. Always share your thoughts in the comment box, and I'll be always ready to share my thoughts and my knowledge. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. That's for now. Thank you.